What's up, guys? Lefty here, back with another video, and I'm here to talk NFL Week 10. Hopefully, the 19 people that watch these videos find them helpful and informative. I would say 20 people, but my mother already told me she finds them informative. Now, not going to go through every game, just a few that I think have some interesting angles or talking points, and the ones that I actually have bets on or looking to bet. As always, I'll do separate videos for the primetime games, Sunday and Monday Night Football, but I'll also do those, 3-minute quick video breakdowns on social media page, IG and TikTok. Links to follow me in the description below this video. If you learn anything, find anything useful, thumbs up, comment is appreciated. I don't know if I can wear these glasses. I'm having trouble seeing the screen. But let's hop right into it. Also, keep in mind, this video is being filmed on Thursday, probably will be uploaded on Friday. So depending on when you watch this video, some things may have changed. In fact, some things will definitely have changed from Thursday to Sunday on game day. But let's go. First game up. Early start over in Germany that most people will probably miss kickoff to, either sleeping or just forgetting there's a 9:30 a.m. game. And that's 9:30 a.m. East Coast. Imagine that diehard Seahawks fan waking up at 6:30 a.m. to watch them play Tampa Bay in Germany. But that's what we got, a neutral field game here between the Seahawks and Bucs. Both teams coming off wins. Tom Brady, turning back the clock a bit last week, marches down the field with no timeout for game-winning drive. Reminded me of the old TB12 a little bit. Seattle was also losing in the second half. They were down 10-14 to Arizona after Geno Smith threw a pick six in the third quarter. Then Seahawks' next three possessions, he drives them down the entire length of the field, all three drives, resulting in TDs to get the win and cover. Now, this Seahawks-Bucs game is one I'm involved in and posted as an official best bet in the Betting Network Discord community. Right when I saw this line open up, I bet Bucs. Bucs opening -1 is just crazy to me. So, like on Sunday nights, I'll use my previous week's power rating. So in this case, last Sunday, I used Week 9's ratings to get an idea of where I think the Week 10 lines should open up at. Then on Monday night, I'll start the process of making my new Week 10 power ratings and adjusting teams based on that previous week's performance. But I made the Bucs -3 or even -3.5, and couldn't figure out why I was seeing the Bucs so low at -1. That line is basically the odds makers implying the Bucs are similar to teams like the Cardinals or the Lions because, there's no home field advantage involved in this game. If anything, I'm pretty sure it's a shorter trip to Germany for Tampa than Seattle, I think, or does Seattle go across the Pacific? And I don't know, but I made this bet on Monday. The line has since changed. Most of the legal books like DraftKings, FanDuel have Bucs -3 as of the recording, but there are some -2.5s available out there. If you want to get the bets I make right when I make them, you can join the Betting Network Discord community. Invite link is in the description below this video. It's more of a sports betting educational Discord where I do lessons on various topics. There's betting strategies and, teach bettors how to create their own bet selection process. But of course, I understand most bettors just want picks. So I do post picks that I'm betting myself, along with what we call source plays. If you want to know what those are, you can pause this video and read exactly what they are here. I'm pretty fortunate to have access to them, to be honest, and members love them. But for now, let's move on to this game itself. I'm starting to think the Seahawks are getting a little too much credit for their recent win streak. But if we look at their strength of schedule, it's been pretty weak. They've beat the Cardinals twice, both times with Arizona having several starters on the offensive line out, one with D-Hop and then one without D-Hop. They beat the Chargers, who were as banged up as a team can get and had several key players missing. They did beat the Giants. Giants traveled all the way up to the Northwest to lose by 2 touchdowns, but this Seattle team lost to the Falcons and a Saints team who at the time was between quarterbacks. It was Taysom Hill, Andy Dalton back and forth. They didn't really have an official starting quarterback. And what I'm realizing is the Seahawks have kind of padded some stats versus these bad teams. But there's also some matchup advantages I really like here on both sides of the ball for the Bucs. Offensively, Seattle has a lot of success at running the rock. They established the run game, which then, opens up the pass game. That's kind of pretty much their game plan. Seattle's top 10 in rush yard per game, but the Bucs, their defensive front seven, real solid against the run. Good at putting pressure on QBs. We saw them get after Stafford all game last week. The Bucs total defense is ranked 7th. So I give a small edge to the Bucs here at being able to kind of stop what Seattle likes to do when they have the ball. But when the Bucs have the ball, they're a very heavy pass team. Pass play percentage almost at 70%, which is most in the league by far, and are basically tied for first in pass completions per game. Passing is basically all the Bucs do. I mean, they have Tom Brady. It makes sense. But this is where I think the Bucs will find success at versus Seahawks defense that struggles defending the pass. Seattle, through 9 weeks right now, ranks in the bottom 10 of the league in defensive pass EPA, or what's called expected points added. It's an advanced metric that uses play-by-play data of the history of the NFL to come up with an average expectation and measures how well a team performs related to that expectation. But it's based around the idea that not all yards gained are equal. So a good example would be like a 5-yard pass on 3rd and 3 increases a team's chance of scoring much more than a 5-yard pass on 3rd and 10. Both are 5-yard passes on the box score, but one results in a first down, keeping the drive alive, while the other likely forces the team to punt. Very solid stat used by a lot of top-level bettors, and one that I like to use a lot too. And all that data you can find and more is explained and updated weekly in the Betting Network Discord community. There's a downloadable version of, I do each week with my power ratings, has all different advanced metrics, ratings, and rankings to help with your game selection process. And again, that invite link to join the Discord is in the description below this video. On the screen now is just what's included in the NFL Week 10 download. But back to the game. The Bucs, they definitely have issues of their own. They're only 4-5, but this is a big game with a chance to be 500 before their bye week. I actually have a system. I meant to quote for this, and I forgot to put it in my notes. It's teams playing before their bye week with a chance to be 500, or a 500 team with a chance to be above 500. Very profitable spot, the game before their bye week. I'll post it on IG this weekend once I find it. Seahawks also have a bye week next week too, but they aren't in real desperation mode. They can kind of exhale a little bit, being atop their division. But I really think that game-winning drive last week was huge, not just for the Bucs game and the win, but their season and momentum. That's the type of stuff that can turn a season around and get on the right track. I think we see who the real Seahawks team is this week on a neutral field over in Germany against an opponent that isn't rated in the bottom third of the league. And, really a big part of this bet is just based on, pure talent, kind of. If you just put player versus player for each position, forget about, prior games or all the analytics, stats or whatever. I don't know how you get to a line being almost a pick'em here. I get Seattle's playing really good right now, and the Bucs are playing way below expectation, and that's being nice. But the talent mismatch alone here is unreal. There's a lot of people that actually think Seattle should be favorites here. Um, and it's pretty much classic recency bias, I feel like. 4, even 5 weeks just doesn't determine who a team really is at its core. Um, I know Brady is still dealing with divorce and the whole financial aspect of all that, and that's been a big storyline. But maybe a trip to Germany will take his mind off all that. But I like the Bucs here with a bye on deck. Hopefully, the Bucs are the more motivated team here. Let's get on to another one here. How about the Texans Giants? Real ugly one, in my opinion. Teams with basically opposite win-loss records, sort of. Giants are 6-2, and then the Texans are 1-6-1. Giants are 6-2 straight up, and against the spread, Houston is 4-3-1 against the spread. The Giants were actually -7 at some sports books to start the week. Most books opened at -6.5, but I think they finally woke up and realized who the two teams that are playing, and the line started to adjust during the week. The over-under saw some big movement as well, going from 38 up to now around 41. I think the Giants coming off a bye week with extra time to prepare is why we saw them open up around a touchdown favorite. That's usually worth a couple points. But remember, Texans also with a little extra time to prepare for this one themselves, with them playing last Thursday versus Philly instead of this past Sunday. So a couple extra days there. But I guess if the Giants are going to be this big of favorites against anyone, it would be the Texans. We know the Texans are bad, but when you look at the games the Giants have won, none of them are games where they, get out to big leads and hold on and cover them. It's them kind of sneaking through the back door while teams are sleeping late and either coming from behind and winning close games. And this line just seems so off. Based on my line, I make the Giants around, -4. And what was it, back week 4, maybe 5? No, week 4. The Giants at home were -3 versus the Bears before the Bears figured out how to use Justin Fields and got their running game hot. But other than that, the Giants have been an underdog by 3 points or more versus everyone else. And now we see them more than a field goal favorite. This is a big role reversal here for the Giants now, being semi-big favorites, going from being underdogs all year. So I bet the Texans +6. I posted it in the Betting Network Discord community a couple days ago. I didn't make it an official best bet or anything, but +6 points is just too many for this Giants team. Giants before their bye week lost to Seattle, and they struggled offensively. Against the Seahawks defense, we've seen a lot of teams put up big numbers on. Now, I will say this bet here on the Texans +6 is more of a numbers grab than like a confidence bet. I understand the Texans' issues defensively, especially on the D-line. Stopping the run has been a big problem for them. And I know the Giants primarily like to run the ball, but I bet +6. And where the line is now, it's right around 4.5. Well, it's 4.5 across the board at the sports books that matter most, like Circa, Pinnacle, Superbook. So I feel like I have a good bet. It's an ugly one, no question, but when I bet, my main objective is to make money. And how you do that is by betting teams that have value, and oftentimes those teams that have value are the ugly teams, betting teams that are +6 when they really should be +3 or +4. If I do that enough times over a large sample size, pretty much a mathematical certainty to win money long term, with long term being the key word there, because it doesn't mean I'm going to win every time, but I have what's called closing line value in this game. And if you want to learn what that is and the importance of it, I'll link a video in the top right corner right now if I can figure out how to do that. But let's move right along here. Let's get to the next game. Got the Browns heading to Miami. Miami off back-to-back road games up north. and both were shootouts. 2 weeks ago, Miami needed to score 31 points to win by 4 versus the Lions of Detroit. Then last week, they scored 35 points versus the Bears and didn't even cover the spread. They only won by 3 as 4-point road favorites. Miami didn't even punt the ball until the fourth quarter last week versus the Bears. This Miami offense is awesome, but the defense, not so much. The total, it makes perfect sense why we keep seeing over bets and money keep coming in, ticking this total up. Some books showing 49.5 as the over-under now. And this total originally opened around 47.5, so we've seen a semi-big adjustment on the total here. And like I said last week, Miami's kind of a tricky team to price. They do exactly what the public loves seeing, airing it out, scoring a lot of points. Where this line was, or what they call the look-ahead line, around 5.5 or 6, was where I'd hope to see it open at, because I would have insta-clicked in the Browns at +6. But that's why the NFL is such a tough sport to beat, because the lines pretty much always correct itself. Smart bettors took the Browns side at +5 and +4.5 because they measure a team's ability a lot different than the public does. They like teams that can run the ball and control the clock and pace of play. They also value defense over offense. The Browns aren't a good overall defense, but they're okay versus the pass, and we know they can run the ball. They're actually number 2 in offensive rush EPA, just behind Baltimore. So those smart odds makers seem to have Miami kind of pegged spot on. They listed Dolphins -3.5 versus Detroit 2 weeks ago. And then the Dolphins win by 4. Miami spread closed -4 versus Chicago last week, and Miami wins by 3. Both those games being road games. Now, I have Detroit and Chicago well below league average teams, down at the bottom. -3 or -3.5 points is my power rating number for them. I have the Browns also below a league average team as well. When you factor in home field advantage now for Miami, I make this line Miami -3.5, which is spot on where we see the current line. I've been hoping to see this Miami team get inflated. Dolphins probably have the best offense in the league, not named Buffalo or KC. The big three, Tua, Waddle, and Hill, they're unreal. And they will get betting support from the public, but until they fix their defense, I don't know how you can back them as favorites. Even, with all those points they score, they're still -11 in point differential, which means they've allowed 11 more points than they've scored. Miami's one of 3 teams, I believe. Yeah, one of 3 teams in the league to have a negative point differential with a winning record. Titans and Chargers are the only other 2 teams with a winning record, despite having allowed more points than they've scored this season. It's tough to trust a defense like Miami when they're favorites. It's almost like in order for them to win or cover, they just need to have the ball last, and I'd feel okay. But I'm not looking at the side in this game. I have my eye on the total. I think the Browns will try to play keep away and kill the clock and control the time, time of possession, just by running the ball, keeping that Miami offense off the field. If you look on the screen, Miami might be ranked 27th overall defensively, but they're sneaky good against the run. I haven't bet it yet because I think by waiting closer to kickoff, I can get a better number on betting the under. But, after everyone just saw 60-plus points scored last week, plus the Browns looked good versus the Bengals defense, so the thinking might be Browns will be able to put up some points here too. Maybe this total keeps going up, and if it hits 50 or even higher, I'm definitely betting the under. This is likely going to be Brissett's last week as a starter too, because Deshaun Watson's coming back to practice next week. But yeah, as of now for Browns Dolphins, I'm looking to go under, but gonna wait to see if I can get a better number. By the way, all this stuff shown on the screen here in these slides are available weekly in the Betting Network Discord community. These are ratings I use to measure teams' ability. I put them together for members, update them weekly, got everything from my own personal power ratings, which is how I make my own lines. I got offensive rankings broken down by total offense, pass offense, run offense. Same with the defensive rankings. I have EPA ratings, or expected points added. I talked a little bit about what that metric measures in the Seattle Tampa Bay breakdown. I have Pythagorean wins and point differential. I got turnover differential, which I always say in the Discord. Turnovers are probably the single one stat that closely relates to winning. If you win the turnover battle, you'll win the game. Check each week's box score. KC was the only team all last week to win the game, but lost the turnover battle. It's no coincidence the Eagles, plus 15 in turnover differential, and they're undefeated. But I also got strength of schedule too. Got everything. Plus, in the Discord, you get access to like over 80 different betting lessons on various topics, systems, angles, market analysis. The Betting Network Discord has always been like a private Discord since 2019. I just recently opened it up for anyone to become a member for $25 per month or $50 for 3 months. It's a true sports betting educational Discord, not no pick selling crap. And don't even take my word for it. Click the link in the bio to join. It'll give you free access as a member. You just won't have access to all the channels, but you'll be able to interact and ask me questions or some other members questions, and they'll tell you. A lot of them have been members since 2019 when I first started it. But yeah, after that plug, I think I'm going to just stop here. Got 3 games covered and those out of the way, but I'll do primetime games on YouTube, and the rest will be those quick kind of 3-minute breakdowns on TikTok and IG. So make sure to follow me. All the links from the description below. Also, one last thing, if you're still watching, thank you. I really appreciate you. If you could do me a favor, leave a like, leave a comment. It helps my videos get shared. I put a lot of effort into these videos. I know the sports betting side of this stuff very well. It's just a social media technical side. I'm still learning, but stay tuned because it's only going to get better from here. And yeah, that's it for this one. Until next time, good luck with all your bets. Hope you sweep the board, and as always, may all the refs' calls and all the loose balls go your way.